Oh man, what's up everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news. My name is Jake here at Esports Talk. Today we're breaking down Draken's crazy story with NIP. Now right in time for the NIP investigation, which did conclude yesterday. That's going to be by Mr. Ian over at WISA, guys. I'll break that down in a separate video because yes, Ian was a part of WISA, so was Hashim Shaheen, the NIP CEO. They did an investigation of one of their own board members, and well, they concluded that investigation in 6 days time of 20,000 plus emails, and there is so much wrong with it. I cannot wait to have a separate video for all of you. So in light of that investigation closing, I thought why not break down one of the crazier stories from NIP and the turbulence they've had towards some of their players in the past few years, actually in the past year or so, that being with Draken. If you guys had no idea about this crazy story, yes, we knew about it. He reveals though a few key details that we had no idea about. So think back to the Gamer Legion days. It was when this first mix lineup was actually announced, you know, Scream, Existence, some other notable names out there. It was a very publicly known team, and maybe not skill-wise was going to go anywhere, but they were known enough to actually get signed by the Gamer Legion organization. Now, along that same time, though, Draken was supposed to be a part of that potential lineup until NIP came knocking. They said, hey, we want to have you as a stand-in player, and as most would, he took the offer. Although, here's where things get very interesting. Apparently, according to Draken, he was told he was going to be a stand-in, given a 10-month contract with that team. At the time, he was going to stand in for Dennis. If you guys do remember, he had his hand injury, and he came back, you know, noticeably not too much longer later. They gave Draken a 10-month contract as a stand-in player and apparently told him he could actually become a part of the team if he played well enough. The real catch, though, the real hook, apparently the players didn't know that. They thought any point in time he was a stand-in player, and if Dennis wanted to come back, he could come back and replace Draken, which Draken was not told about this. And conveniently enough, around a month later, after Draken joined that team on a 10-month contract, what do? Dennis comes back, Draken goes to the bench, he misses his opportunity with Gamer Legion, and although they didn't go anywhere, he still missed an opportunity to be contracted by a separate organization with his friends who were actually playing. And then he became stuck on the NIP bench, a part of the team. He said, he was told that he could apparently become a part of that starting roster if he played good enough. Yes, Hashim Shaheen, who he names in his own twitlonger, apparently did not tell the players that he had told Draken he could become a part of the actual team. Who does that? In doing so, you lied to both Draken and the players. You lied to everyone in the situation in order to get him on the team, and that's really sucky. I think Draken probably would have joined even if he was just going to be a stand-in only, but the fact you offered him a 10-month contract and then said you could also potentially become an NIP full-time player, and that might have been the reason why he joined. That's crazy to me. And alongside that, you have the nerve then to replace him after just 1 month of that contract, far earlier than you promised him at all, even for the stand-in part. Now, he also does mention as well, with that short time he spent with NIP, he was pretty nervous, right? And alongside that, very, very ill-prepared for the events they did attend. And yes, he did not play his best CS. I think initially he actually was playing very well and then fell off very abruptly after with the squad and was then benched as Dennis did come back. It's very, very scummy, and then you fast forward a few months and you realize how crazy this story is and how full circle it does go in NIP's scumminess. Now, I'm not saying it was deliberate, but it really sucks to be a guy like Draken. It kind of almost reminisces back to the times of like Michael, because fast forward a few months to a much more promising roster that Draken does join with, that's going to be Team Ancient. Yes, they actually made the run to the European Minor, which is very stellar to do. You guys know the European Minor talent. You know, guys on this roster are very, very talented, promising figures and have been a part of several mixed rosters out there, especially in the Swedish scene. You got Grux, you got Freddy B, you got Disco Doplin, well-noted names out there. You got Plopsky. Oh wait, no, you don't have Plopsky, because guess what happens, guys? These guys, Team Ancient, actually make some decent runs in tournaments. They make the European Minor with Plopsky on their roster, and you know what happens? NIP reaches out, says, hey, Plopsky, we want you to join our team. They overlook Draken, right? They've already given him his lie of a chance. They take Plopsky from the roster, but it gets so much better because during that European Minor, where Team Ancient requested to use Plopsky to continue their run throughout the major, NIP said no. no, we'll take him right now. And I'm not going to blame Plopsky because just like Draken, he took the offer, right? With the bigger organization, the biggest Swedish organization in Counter-Strike history, you will of course take that offer. No blame on Plopsky. But NIP, they couldn't even use the guy and said, Team Ancient, go screw yourselves, okay? You're going to use a stand-in player for your European minor run, which failed miserably. You can't use Plopsky, but we can't use him either. It makes no sense whatsoever. Because if you guys do know, NIP, they used Golden at the major. They couldn't even use Plopsky, but they said, hey, we need him now. Screw you, Ancient, and your minor and major run, because that could eventually influence the major itself. So let's actually say that apparently Team Ancient would have qualified for the major. All of a sudden, maybe they play NIP and they take down with Plopsky NIP. Yes, so maybe it makes sense for NIP not to allow Plopsky to play, but it seems entirely scummy to sign that player. Then clearly Team Ancient needs him for the minor to have some success there, and you don't let him, even though you can't use him. That sucks. So what do we have here? TLDR for all of you guys who maybe just skipped to this point in the video. We got NIP lying to Draken, lying to their players, offering him a stand-in role for a 10-month contract. They make him or let him play for 1 month of those 10 months, and apparently it was never an actual option to have him sign with the team full-time. The players had no idea of that. They benched Draken within 1 month. He then loses his opportunity to the Gamer Legion. He eventually joins Ancient. Team Ancient, guys, very promising team for the European minor. NIP comes knocking. They take arguably their best player in Plopsky, and for the rest of their major run, NIP says you can't use him. It's scummy. It's sucky. Maybe it makes business sense for a team like NIP, but with the investigation and how it actually is now finished and gone down, this increases my urge to actually break these stories for all of you guys. It sucks. The Draken story absolutely sucks. I'm glad I can share it with all of you guys, and I hope the best for this guy in the future. And I know he'll have one. He's a great player, just like many players we talked about here on the channel. But that's the story of Draken, guys, the crazy story of Draken and NIP. My next NIP video will be breaking down the utterly poor investigation of that company in itself, and hopefully the eventual exposing of more of those uppers and management. If you guys can't tell, my blood is boiling, okay? Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sharing and liking the video. You guys mean a lot to me. I'll see you back here sometime soon with other esports and gaming news. Until then, take care of yourselves. Bye.